Joan Staley was more than just a beautiful actress. She was a woman of many talents, a child prodigy, a rising star of Hollywood's golden era, and later, a force behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. From her early days as a gifted violinist to becoming a recognized face on television and film, Joan's journey was one of resilience, ambition, and undeniable charm. But while she enjoyed success in Hollywood, her story also had its share of hardships, including personal struggles, career setbacks, and a tragic injury that altered her path. Today we take a deep dive into the life and career of Joan Staley, exploring her rise to fame, the challenges she faced, and ultimately the sad ending to a life that once shined so brightly. Early life and musical talents. Joan Staley's journey into the world of entertainment began almost as soon as she could walk. Born Joan Lynette McConchy on May 20th, 1940, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, she displayed an extraordinary musical gift at an incredibly young age. By the time she was just 3 years old, her parents had already recognized her natural aptitude for music and enrolled her in violin lessons. Unlike most toddlers, who might struggle to grasp a complex instrument, Joan quickly excelled, demonstrating a level of skill and discipline far beyond her years. Her family's move to Los Angeles played a crucial role in shaping her early career. The city, known as the entertainment capital of the world, provided young Joan with unparalleled opportunities to showcase her talent. It wasn't long before she became a part of a baby orchestra, a unique ensemble featuring exceptionally gifted child musicians. This early exposure to professional-level performances not only refined her technical abilities, but also instilled in her a deep love for the stage. By the time she was 6, Joan had already progressed to performing with a junior symphony, a remarkable feat that solidified her status as a musical prodigy. While many children her age were still learning basic notes, Joan was already playing complex compositions alongside other skilled young musicians. Her extraordinary talent eventually caught the attention of Hollywood, and in 1948, she landed an unbilled role in the Paramount Pictures film The Emperor Waltz, starring two of the era's biggest names, Bing Crosby and Joan Fontaine. Though her part in the film was small, it was a significant milestone. In a time when opportunities for child actors were highly competitive, even a brief appearance in a major motion picture was a testament to her undeniable talent. More than just a chance to be on the silver screen, the experience exposed her to the world of filmmaking, giving her a first-hand look at the inner workings of Hollywood. Standing on a film set at such a young age, surrounded by cameras, directors, and legendary actors, surely left an indelible impression on her, perhaps planting the first seeds of her future acting career. Interestingly, Joan's early experiences as a violinist may have helped shape her poise and confidence, qualities that would later serve her well in front of the camera. Mastering the violin requires an immense amount of discipline, patience, and stage presence, all of which she would later carry into her acting career. Whether she realized it at the time or not, those early years of rigorous musical training were shaping her into a performer, not just in music, but in entertainment as a whole. Her childhood was anything but ordinary, and while she would eventually transition away from a career in music, these formative years laid the foundation for her future success in Hollywood. The discipline of a musician, the stage presence of a performer, and the determination of a child prodigy. All of these elements played a part in Joan Staley's evolution from a gifted young violinist to a star of television and film. Education and early career in entertainment. Joan Staley's early years were anything but conventional. With her father's business taking the family across Europe, she experienced a childhood filled with travel and exposure to different cultures. This nomadic lifestyle likely broadened her perspective and gave her an adaptability that would later prove valuable in the unpredictable world of show business. However, despite the exciting experiences of living abroad, there was always one constant in Joan's life: her love for performing. When she eventually settled in California, she briefly enrolled at Chapman College, a private university in Orange, just south of Los Angeles. While it's unclear what she initially intended to study, it soon became evident that academia wasn't where her true passion lay. With the glitz and glamour of Hollywood practically in her backyard, the pull toward entertainment was irresistible. But like many aspiring performers, she had to find ways to support herself while chasing her dreams. Joan took on a job as a secretary, a common route for young women in the 1950s. But office work wasn't her true calling. It was merely a stepping stone while she searched for opportunities to break into the industry. At the same time, she worked as a backup singer on records for Sam Phillips, a legendary figure in the music business best known for discovering Elvis Presley and launching the careers of Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins. Though Joan's role in the music industry was behind the scenes, being involved with a powerhouse like Phillips put her in the orbit of some of the biggest names of the time. Her ambitions, however, extended beyond music. Joan began performing in local stage productions in Los Angeles, sharpening her acting skills in live theater. Unlike television and film, stage acting requires a commanding presence, precise delivery, and the ability to connect with an audience in real time, skills that would later serve her well in Hollywood. She eventually joined the Little Theater in Hollywood, an influential training ground for actors. There, she took on roles in productions such as The Robe, Brigadoon, and My Sister, Eileen. One particularly notable connection she made during this time was with Joanne Worley, who would go on to become a comedic star on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Working alongside talented performers like Worley likely gave Joan valuable experience in comedic timing and improvisation, an area in which she would later shine. Entry into television and film, her theater experience, led to small roles in live television productions such as Playhouse 90, Climax, and Westinghouse Studio One. These appearances helped open doors for her career in television and film. Staley's first television role came in a 1958 episode of Perry Mason, titled The Case of the Corresponding Corpses. That same year, life photographer Lawrence Schiller approached her for a Playboy photo shoot, which resulted in an actual spread. Hugh Hefner selected her as Playboy's Miss November in 1958, marriage and MGM Contract. In 1956, at the young age of 16, Joan Staley married Chuck Staley, a television director. While details about their relationship remain somewhat private, their marriage came at a time when Joan was still trying to establish herself in the entertainment industry. Marrying someone already working in television may have given her an inside look at the industry, but balancing marriage, family life, and a budding career was no easy feat, especially for a young woman in the 1950s. 3 years later, in 1959, Joan gave birth to her daughter, Sherry D. Staley. Becoming a mother at just 19 was a major milestone in her life, but it also meant new challenges. Hollywood at the time was not particularly accommodating to young mothers, and many actresses faced difficulties maintaining their careers while raising children. Despite this, Joan continued to pursue her ambitions, proving her resilience and dedication to show business. However, her marriage to Chuck Staley did not last, and the couple divorced in 1960. The reasons behind their separation remain largely unknown, but it's possible that the demands of both their careers, along with the pressures of young parenthood, played a role. Interestingly, it was during this same period that Joan secured a contract with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, MGM, one of the most prestigious film studios of the era. This was a significant turning point in her career. By the late 1950s, the Hollywood studio system was beginning to decline, and MGM was no longer signing as many new talents as it once had. In fact, Joan became one of the last actresses to be signed under the studio's traditional contract system, placing her among the final wave of performers molded by the old Hollywood machine. Her first credited film role came in 1960 with Bells Are Ringing, a romantic musical comedy directed by Vincente Minnelli, one of Hollywood's most acclaimed filmmakers. The film starred Judy Holliday, an Academy Award-winning actress known for her sharp comedic talent and distinctive voice. Although Joan's role in the film was relatively small, it was still an incredible opportunity. Bells Are Ringing was a high-profile production, and being part of an MGM film, especially one featuring such legendary talents, was a prestigious way to launch her film career. At this point, Joan's career was officially gaining momentum. She had made the difficult transition from stage and television to the silver screen, something many actors struggled to achieve. The 1960s would see her continue to build her reputation, taking on a mix of comedic and dramatic roles that highlighted her versatility. Though she had already faced personal and professional challenges, Joan Staley was just getting started. Rise to fame in television. Staley's first guest starring role was on The Untouchables. Her first ongoing series role came with multiple appearances on the popular sitcom The Tab Hunter Show, where she gained recognition for her comedic abilities. In 1961, she appeared in The Lawless Years, a 1920s crime drama starring James Gregory. She later secured a recurring role as David Nelson's secretary in The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Staley continued to build her television career with guest roles in The New Phil Silvers Show, The Lively Ones, alongside Vic Damone, and 3 additional guest appearances on Perry Mason, including her role as murderer Gina Gilbert in the 1962 episode The Case of the Lonely Eloper. She also appeared in episodes of Stony Burke, Wagon Train, McHale's Navy, The Virginian, The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Munsters, Batman, and Surfside 6. Notable film roles. She became a regular cast member in the 6th and final season of ABC's 77 Sunset Strip, playing Hannah, the secretary to Stuart Bailey. One of her favorite roles was in A New Kind of Love, 1963, starring Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, where she had a scene with Newman. She also had a small role in Cape Fear, 1962, as a waitress in a scene with Robert Mitchum. Staley co-starred with Elvis Presley in the 1964 film Roastabout. In 1966, she played Alma Parker in The Ghost and Mr. Chicken opposite Don Knotts, and appeared in Gunpoint opposite Audie Murphy. Later, career and injury. By the mid-1960s, Joan Staley had firmly established herself in Hollywood as a talented and versatile actress, especially known for her comedic charm and screen presence. In 1964, she landed a guest appearance on the hit comedy series McHale's Navy, a show known for its lighthearted take on World War II naval hijinks. Given her knack for comedy and charisma on screen, it wasn't surprising that this opportunity led to something even bigger, a contract with Universal Studios. This contract secured her a co-starring role in Broadside, a McHale's Navy spin-off series that flipped the script by focusing on an all-female naval unit. Staley played Roberta Honey Hips Love, a former nightclub stripper who, against all odds, joined the Navy. This character was bold, flirtatious, and humorous, making full use of Staley's comedic abilities and stunning screen presence. She starred alongside a talented cast, including Kathleen Nolan, known for The Real McCoys, Sheila James, best recognized from the many loves of Dobie Gillis, and Dick Sargent, who would later become famous for playing Darren Stevens on Bewitched. Although Broadside had all the elements of a successful show, a unique premise, a solid ensemble cast, and the backing of Universal Studios, it only lasted one season, 1964 to 1965, before being canceled. While the reasons behind its cancellation were never explicitly stated, some speculated that the show struggled to gain the same loyal following as McHale's Navy, while others believed that network executives at the time were hesitant to fully embrace a female-led military comedy. Regardless, Staley had made a strong impression, proving herself capable of carrying a major role on network television. But just as her career seemed to be reaching new heights, tragedy struck. In 1966, Joan suffered a serious back injury due to a horseback riding accident. The details of the accident remain scarce, but injuries of this nature were often devastating for actors, as they could limit mobility and restrict the types of roles they could accept. Given that Joan had built much of her career on her vibrant energy and physical comedic timing, this injury was a major setback. As a result, she was forced to step away from film roles and shift her focus primarily to television. The entertainment industry at the time was far less accommodating when it came to medical leave or rehabilitation for injured actors, so Joan had to make difficult choices about how to navigate her career moving forward. Despite this challenge, she continued to work, appearing in various television roles that allowed her to remain active in the industry without the physical demands of film work. Though the accident altered the trajectory of her career, it didn't take away from everything she had already accomplished. Joan Staley had gone from being a child violin prodigy to a Hollywood actress who had worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. Even as she faced obstacles, her determination and talent kept her in the spotlight, proving that she was much more than just a pretty face. She was a true performer who could adapt to anything life threw her way. Personal life and later. Years. Joan Staley's personal life was just as eventful as her career. Her first marriage was to Charles Staley in 1956, whom she met while in France. Although details about their courtship remain limited, it's intriguing to consider how their meeting in Europe, during a time when she was still discovering her path in the entertainment industry, may have influenced her decisions moving forward. The couple later relocated to Memphis, Tennessee, where Charles worked as a television director. At this point, Joan was balancing the demands of a new marriage, her career, and eventually motherhood. In 1959, she gave birth to her daughter, Sherry D. Staley, a joyful but undoubtedly challenging addition to her already busy life. Raising a child while actively pursuing a Hollywood career was no small feat, particularly in an era when women in the industry were often expected to choose between family and their professional ambitions. Her marriage to Charles, however, did not last, and the couple eventually divorced. The exact reasons behind their split are not well documented, but given the pressures of Hollywood, combined with Charles's own career demands in television, maintaining a marriage may have become increasingly difficult. Despite this, Joan remained focused on her career, determined to carve out her place in show business. In 1967, she found love again and married Dale Sheets, an executive at MCA, one of the most powerful talent agencies in Hollywood at the time. This marriage marked a new chapter in her life, shifting her focus from being in front of the camera to working behind the scenes. By 1969, she and Dale co-founded International Ventures Incorporated, a talent management company. This move was significant. Joan had spent years being represented by others, and now she was in a position to help shape and guide the careers of rising talents. Together, Joan and Dale had 3 children, expanding their family while also managing their growing business. Transitioning from Hollywood actress to businesswoman and talent manager was no easy feat, but Joan's deep understanding of the industry gave her valuable insight into what it took to navigate the world of entertainment. Her ability to adapt and reinvent herself, both professionally and personally, speaks volumes about her resilience. Death. On November 24, 2019, Joan Staley passed away due to heart failure at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital in Valencia, California. She was 79 years old. Her death marked the end of a remarkable life, one that had taken her from a child violin prodigy to a Hollywood actress, and later a successful talent manager. Though she had largely stepped away from the spotlight in her later years, the news of her passing still resonated deeply with fans and those who had followed her career. Social media tributes poured in, with fans reminiscing about her unforgettable performances, especially her work in The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, 77 Sunset Strip, and Broadside. Many expressed their sadness, sharing clips and memories of their favorite moments from her career. Classic film and television enthusiasts, as well as industry insiders, also paid tribute to her. Old Hollywood fan pages and forums buzzed with discussions about her contributions to film and TV, and news outlets covering classic cinema highlighted her career milestones. Though she may not have been a household name like some of her contemporaries, she was cherished by those who appreciated the golden era of Hollywood and classic television. Joan Staley was cremated, and her ashes were sent to her family, marking the final chapter of her journey. But even in death, her legacy lives on. Her work continues to be enjoyed by fans of classic television. Her performances remain a testament to her talent and her contributions behind the scenes. As a talent manager, helped shape the careers of others. She may be gone, but her impact on Hollywood and the hearts of those who admired her will never fade. Joan Staley's life was a testament to perseverance and passion. From her early days as a child musician to her rise as a Hollywood actress, she captivated audiences with her talent, beauty, and charisma. Even after stepping away from the screen, she continued to shape the entertainment industry as a talent manager, proving that her influence extended beyond her own career. Joan Staley may be gone, but her contributions to the world of entertainment ensure that she will never be forgotten. What are your favorite memories of Joan? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love stories of Hollywood's golden era, be sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.